Here's a franchise that isn't afraid to use their license to take your money by whatever means. So naturally, there are a ton of games out there. Sometimes it's hard to find the good ones. Let's start with my personal favorite, Jedi Academy. It's the third installment of the Jedi Knight series. This one's a little bit of a deviation from the other two games in the series because in the other two games you play as Kyle Katarn, the most badass character in the Star Wars universe. In this one you play as a random Padawan who's training at Luke's academy, which Kyle Katarn is the teacher at, so don't worry, he's still there. This is also not canon anymore, so f*** me, right? This game does the Jedi thing perfectly. You've got a slew of force powers like push, pull, choke, lightning, speed, jump, and they all behave as they should. All the force powers are really easy to control. Deflecting lasers feels good, the lightsaber battles feel really good. It even manages to have a great online mode where you can fight with lightsabers and other laser weapons like the blasters and stuff. But the best battles are the ones that are lightsabers only. In my opinion, this was the last game to get force abilities and lightsaber battles right. The Force Unleashed came close, but not quite. And we don't talk about the Force Unleashed too. Rogue Squadron was another one of my favorites. Of course I want to fly the X-Wing. Yes, of course I want to be Luke in the Death Star trench. Wait, I can unlock the Millennium Falcon? Yes, of course! Give me the keys! This game came out in 1998 for the Nintendo 64. But the next year, when The Phantom Menace came out, the developers released a code that would unlock the Naboo Starfighter. So the developers anticipated the game's release and programmed the brand new ship into the game's code. How's that for DLC? Its sequel for the GameCube, Rogue Leader, was equally as awesome, and a large part of why me and Will ended up getting a GameCube over a PS2. Of course, there are the LEGO games. Those are always good, I shouldn't have to mention those. Knights of the Old Republic. This is an RPG, so I didn't play it. I played the Old Republic. That wasn't very good. But I've heard great things about KOTOR and all my friends really like it. It sounds like Mass Effect in the Star Wars universe. So that sounds pretty awesome. What?
It came out before Mass Effect.
So, it's widely proclaimed as the best Star Wars game. I'll stick to my Jedi Academy. Honorable mentions, Republic Commando, which is basically cops, but in the Star Wars universe, and you play as clone troopers. You get to arrest Wookiees and stuff. And the Battlefront games, where you fight in some of the major battles in Star Wars history. There's another one of those coming out made by DICE, so you should be stoked. Oh, and this fan-made Call of Duty mod called Galactic Warfare, which looks awesome. So like a big old idiot, I left out Shadows of the Empire. And I had to put it in, because it's awesome. What do you guys think? What are some of your favorite Star Wars games? Did I leave any out? Are there any that you think shouldn't be on this list? Leave it in the comments below. At me on Twitter. Like us on our Facebook page. Talk to us. Share it with your friends. Thank you guys very much. Have a good week.
Simply put, ludonarrative dissonance is when the story and the gameplay seemingly contradict each other. The story is presenting the protagonist as doing one thing, but the gameplay is making the player do the exact opposite.
Movies that didn't do a good job of telling the story. As good of a job as the comics did.
Right.
You mentioned Alan Moore.
Yes.
Basically
anything Alan Moore has created, when they try to make it a movie, it just is terrible.
KOTOR. Coder? With like a D, with a D?
I'm pretty sure I heard it pronounced